Welcome to the DMF. I am your host, Justin Yance. This is episode 15, and I'm going to talk about my first visit to a restaurant in almost over a year. I'm going to talk about some of the film American Hustle. I'm going to talk about the course that I'm creating. I'm going to talk about the AEW pay-per-view. I'm going to talk about the independent contractor ship that WWE, Andrew Yang kind of came after them with, and WWE shutting down their third-party communications. So, no particular order, but those are the things I will be talking about. So, enjoy. So, this was my first foray into a restaurant in almost a year. I went to the restaurant Noble Smoke, which is a nice barbecue place in wonderful Charlotte, North Carolina. A little bit, I guess it's kind of inside the city, outside of downtown area. It was nice. We came in, I had a mask on first, and then took my mask off, and I enjoyed the meal. Most of the people were outside, so it was already almost like social distancing. I enjoyed it. I was kind of surprised. I wasn't expecting to enjoy going out again like that. I don't know. I was kind of skeptical. I was a little nervous. I was like, am I going to be just thinking about COVID-19 the whole time I'm there? But it ended up being very pleasant. I had a roast chicken with collard greens, and then I treated myself to some wonderful fried okra here in the South, which was wonderful to eat. So yeah, it was nice. It was good food. I had water, my drink of choice, and I really enjoyed it. Found it to be cozy. I just kind of allowed it to happen, and it just happened. It was nice. It was nice to get out. I was with my family, and yeah, wonderful time. So, let's move on to what I've been working on. I have been building a course called How to Make Your World Change. And this course deals with a lot of things like outer intention, whereas inner intention is all about you making something happen. Outer intention is about the world around you changing. So I talk about that. I give tactics on that, how to have more energy when you're around, when you're just not feeling it. Little things like that. So I've been working on that. I'm almost finished. I'm kind of making a PDF of it, kind of almost making an ebook of it, because I really want to cover all the ground, because I know I'm going to get hundreds of questions, and I really want to make sure that I have all that right there for them. This is very important to me. This is something I wanted to do in June. I had a chance to do it in June, but I didn't really have the funds, and the person that was going to do it was kind of asking for, I felt, way too much. So I kind of put it on the back burner and just had it in the back of my mind. It was like, I'm going to get to that. And then came this opportunity with the Masterminds app, with the Build Your Brand program, and I was like, yeah, why not? They're giving me the platform. All I have to do is develop the stuff. And I did. And I'm almost finished. It should be ready tomorrow. Today is Sunday, or what's left of Sunday. And I'm very excited to share it with you, because this has been something I've wanted to do for a long time, as I just stated. And I think this product will help people. I really want people to be able to take control of their own destiny and not be, I hate to say it, but a slave to what the world wants them to be. So that's what I'm working on, and I'm excited to share it with you tomorrow. So, how to make your world change. It's going to be well, it's going to be 8 modules about it. It shouldn't take you too long to do. I mean, the work that you'll probably have to do afterwards might take a little bit longer, but I think everything will balance around it, because it all flows into the next thing. So be on the lookout for that. I've put a lot of work into it. This is a lot of my ideas, things I've read from books, things I've learned from instructors, and I think it's going to be very informative. And if you allow this program to do what it is trying to teach you to do, you can change your life. So, thank you, and let's move on. I'm going to talk about American Hustle, which I am watching as we speak. Let's talk about American Hustle. I wasn't expecting to talk about this, but it was on and I'm watching it right now, and I've always enjoyed this film. I feel this is one of Christian Bale's best performances. I know some people will disagree with me on that, but, well, that's my opinion, and I am sticking to it. This is a film I'm probably going to go into more detail on a later date. I don't know, probably next year. I'll do a deep dive and go through all the nuts and bolts of it and special features and find out as much as I can about it. But I've always enjoyed this film. I remember seeing it back in New York in, I think it was the closing year of 2012, and I just found it to be a delightful film. It had Jeremy Renner in it. I love Christian Bale. Amy Adams is in it. Let's see, who else? I can't even remember. Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Lawrence, who is now working once again with the director of the film, who she won an Oscar for the film. It's funny, American Hustle. And Christian Bale was also in American Psycho. That is funny. But yes, Jennifer Lawrence worked with David O. Russell on, as well as Bradley Cooper, on the film Silver Linings Playbook, which she won the Oscar for, as I just said. And this is her doing more work, and I like her performance in this. Some people did not like her performance in this. I enjoyed it. I really love this. I think it has one of the best uses of Goodbye Yellow Brick Road that I've ever seen. They've always tried to, some movies have tried to put it in there. I'm just like, nope, this is the one. This right here. I like the way they do it. Long shot, going in on I think they're in a limo, up to the party. And then when they come out, the music crescendos right at the correct place. Oh, I've always enjoyed this film. I like the clothes, too. I like the fact that Christian Bale has a comb-over in it. Oh, yeah, Louis C.K.'s in this. I know, you can never say anything good about him for his past transgressions, but he was a good actor, and he was a funny comedian, so I'm going to talk about him, and I think he's great in this film, and he has that great ice fishing story, which he never gets to finish telling in the film, but he actually finishes the story on, I believe it was on Late Night with, was it Conan O'Brien? It was one of those shows. He discussed and explained the entire story, and that was kind of cool to have that out there. This movie's so just out there like that. These people that are basically scam artists. It's kind of sad in some ways that this exists, but it's really a delightful film. I really enjoy it. So that's all I really have to say about this. I really just kind of wanted to touch on this film because I am going to do a deep dive on it, but I love the music. I love the actors in it. I think it's a great ensemble piece, and it just flows well. And this was that year where I think it was Christian Bale, Leonardo DiCaprio, Chiwetel Ejiofor, Matthew McConaughey, and one other actor who I'm gonna just look it up because I can't remember who it was. It is that who I'm thinking of, or is that or am I thinking of another one? Yes, 2013. This was the 2013. So in 2014, the film came out. So wait, this might actually be... Yeah, I think this is the year of... I'm quite certain. I don't know. See, this is something where I would do all the research and know everything about this film and who was nominated and how many people were nominated and everything. And here I'm not doing a deep dive. I'm just touching on the film because, yeah. Okay, so this was, 12 Years a Slave. So I think Her, that... Oh, yeah, it was, no, that Birdman, that's the next year. So, yeah, this is the end of 2012, 2013, yeah. Oh, yeah, and then I think Nebraska was, yeah. So, let's see. Overall, I'm rambling. I'm sorry, but I like this film. Let's move on to the AEW pay-per-view and what's going on in the wonderful world of wrestling. So let's talk about the AEW pay-per-view, All Out. The pay-per-view began with, we're just going to talk about the main show. I really didn't care about any of the preliminary matches that happened before the show in the, what do they call it? The buy-in? Yes, the buy-in. So it started with Britt Baker and Big Swole in a, they might as well have called it a dentist match because it took place in a dentist's office. I found it to be horrible. I did not like this at all. I'm not even going to talk about it. Big Swole won after placing laughing gas on Britt Baker. This was horrible and did not need to be on any show. Next is the 21-man Casino Battle Royale. Evan Bourne, Matt Sydal returned and he tripped doing the shooting star press off the top rope. So he had a little Shockmaster moment there. This was won by Lance Archer. It was okay. They had some cringe-worthy things because Darby Allin was put into a body bag with thumbtacks and Brian Cage powerbombed him outside of the ring. To the outside of the ring. That's ridiculous. He could have actually gotten really hurt. There's no way for him to really even see where he's going. I don't know. I don't think that needs to be in there. I didn't like it. So, that's another strike on. Now we have the Broken Rules match. Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara. Matt Hardy got concussed early on in this match. And apparently one of the rules is if Matt Hardy loses, he is forced to leave. Well, the doctor cleared him and they went straight to the finish. This was scary because he took a bump on the concrete floor. They don't need to be doing this. They need to keep the matches in the ring. Stop doing that. The next match is Matt Hardy won. But that was just ridiculous. The next match is Hikaru Shida, I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name, against the NWA Women's Champion, Thunder Rosa. This was a good match. I liked it. Shida won with the running knee and retains the championship. Good match. Next match is the Dark Order versus Cody's people. Dustin Rhodes won, so he gets a shot at the TNT title on Wednesday's AEW Dynamite. Good show overall. Now we go to Kenny Omega and Adam Page versus FTR. I was really looking forward to this match. Unfortunately, this match had a problem because they are outside and the crowd was apparently hot because it was over 90 degrees out. And so people were getting tired at this point. You could feel that. So it didn't have the liveliness it could have had. It was a good match. It's a different kind of match. So it separates itself from others, but I felt the crowd kind of hurt this match. FTR performed the Mindbreaker on Page to win the match, and afterwards Kenny Omega said, come on, let's get out of here, we're done. So I don't know if Kenny Omega is turning heel. Oh yeah, they forgot a match here. I don't know why that's not talked about here. The Young Bucks fought the Jurassic Express. This was a great match. This was right before the Casino Battle Royale. I like that. I like that match. I don't know why it's not here on this breakdown. This is a horrible breakdown because they don't even talk about it. But yes, they had a wonderful match. The Young Bucks won, and they acted kind of heelish there, so they may be turning heel, which maybe Kenny Omega's turning heel. Or is Hangman Adam Page turning heel? But anyways, Adam Page and Kenny Omega lose the AEW World Tag Team Championships. The second champion, they are the third champions. Yeah, the third champions in AEW history. FTR is now the champions. Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood. Good job. Comes one of my favorite matches in the show. Chris Jericho facing Orange Cassidy in the Mimosa Mayhem match, which is they had two big tanks of look like little pools, but they were filled with mimosa and orange juice. And the only way to win was by pinfall or submission or pushing your opponent into the mimosa orange juice thing. This was a good match. I like this. Chris Jericho took the dive into as Orange Cassidy used the orange punch, which is basically the Superman punch, and pushed him right into the water, the mimosa, and he wins. Good job. Orange Cassidy gets a nice win. We go to the main event, Jon Moxley versus MJF for the AEW World Championship. The paradigm shift is banned. This was a great match. I like this match. Old school booking and old school storytelling. Did I call him Dean Ambrose? His name is Jon Moxley. Never call him Dean Ambrose again. That is the other company's name. Jon Moxley, the champion, who, when he came out, the crowd came alive. You just can tell he's the best thing on this show. He sold wonderfully. There's that word again. There's that word. He sold beautifully. It was amazing how he's selling his shoulder, getting hurt, and he couldn't do it. Well, the finish began with Wardlow, who is the second to MJF, distracting the ref and throwing the ring to MJF, but he drops it, and since the ref couldn't see it, Jon Moxley paradigm shifts him. 1, 2, 3. So Wardlow cost his man pretty much the championship. Really good match. I like this match. I thought this was a good pay-per-view. I don't know if it was a great pay-per-view. I think they needed more. They needed to have some better things on here. I don't know. Something was missing there. It just didn't. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. I really enjoyed the main event. I enjoyed Orange Cassidy versus Chris Jericho. I thought Omega and Page and FTR was good. And I liked Hirooki Ishida versus Thunder Rosa. I liked it. It wasn't my favorite because I felt the crowd was dead. So that's what happened in the AEW pay-per-view. Overall, I thought it was a good pay-per-view. I'm giving it a thumbs up. Most people gave it thumbs down. It's a thumbs up for me. So let's move on to, I don't want to talk about Raw because I thought that was boring and I could care less what happens on Raw. So we're going to talk about SmackDown. I didn't care really at all about the show other than Roman Reigns coming out with Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman basically calling out the company and saying, I had nowhere to go. This man brought me back in. He said, just when I think I'm out, they bring me back in. Great line. And Roman Reigns pretty much taking the reins, no pun intended, on being the guy and saying, look, you want me, come after me. I'm here, this is it. And he's, being the heel. I think it's perfect. He's awesome as a heel. I love everything that Roman Reigns is doing right now. I can't believe it. He had another shirt on this week. Really good. Really good. Liked it. Liked everything all around. Good stuff. So that's about it with the shows, because I'm not doing recaps on things that I don't really care about. If you want that, you can go find a million other podcasts. They will give you an in-depth recap on this. I'm just touching on this. So let's talk about the thing that just happened, I believe, on Saturday, maybe Friday. Andrew Yang tweeting Vince McMahon and saying that he better hope that Joe Biden does not win, because we're gonna be going after your independent contractor status. Which, whether you're a Republican or Democrat, as a wrestling fan, this is important, because these guys are told where to be, when to be, how to be. They're employees. They should be getting employee benefits. The only reason they've gotten away with that is because wrestling is kind of a subculture in some ways. So, I'm happy for that. I hope that happens. I think the business needs to clean up. I think they need to get their own union. They need to be taken care of. And they need to be treated as employees, because it's ridiculous, this idea of them independent. They're not independent contractors. They're told where to be and how to do things. They don't do it. And just to add a little bit more to that, on Friday, Vince McMahon said that no third-party communications endorsements can happen anymore, which to me is insane. What do you mean you can't have third-party endorsements? I don't get that. AJ Styles has a Twitch account, and he's probably making a lot of good money on there. Can't do that anymore. Lana, who got a Bang endorsement, Bang energy drink, which if you've been on Instagram, I'm sure you've seen that. That's a lot of money for her. Can't do that either. I mean, who are they to tell? If they're independent contractors, they can't go after them for that. But they're trying to do that. And to top it all off, in the memo, they said they have the rights to their real names. That's insane. No, you don't. You have the right to their likeness and their character name. You do not have the right to their legal name. That's insane. The fact that the audacity of this company to tell them that they don't have that. If I were those wrestlers, I would tell them, well, we're not going to stop that. Fire us. You can't. And CM Punk tweeted, he said, you can't fire them all. And I agree, because this is insane. The fact that they think they can just act like dictators. They're always on the wrong side of history, and this is once again another sign that they're on the wrong side of history. It upsets me, it frustrates me, it makes me angry that some of these guys are just going to go along with that. Also, they're doing this thing called, what is it called, Cameo or something, where you pay $250 or whatever, and you get to have a 5-minute call with like a wrestling superstar or somebody famous. And they're trying to stop that too. And the only thing is because they want more leverage so that when they do endorsement deals, it's insane. If they're independent contractors, they should be able to do just that. And I think probably this Friday memo is why Andrew Yang came out and said this. And I hope something comes about this, because it's insane. They don't have this right, and they continue to try and tell people how to do it because Vince McMahon wants to control everything. And I think that's insane. Stop that. You're not going to control everything. This is another reason why, I'm sorry, the biggest problem with WWE is Vince McMahon. And nothing is going to change in that company until he leaves. Or is unable to work or, do his duties as I don't know what his title is. It's insane, though. I'm so frustrated with that company. But I do like what they're doing with Roman Reigns. But I found out this week that it was actually Roman Reigns' idea, not Vince McMahon or Bruce Pritchard's idea. So once again, the talent has the right idea. The boss doesn't. Because I'm sure if it was Vince McMahon's way, he'd just be coming back as a face, and we'd just pretend to ignore it. And that's the one thing I'm going to say about Roman Reigns that's different between Cena. Cena would have never said, I want to come back as a heel. He only did what the company says, and that's it. Whereas Roman Reigns, I could tell, he was like, this is what I want to do and this is what I'm doing. If you want me back, here are the deals. And he got his teeth fixed. Although there wasn't really anything wrong with his teeth. I think he got veneers. Looks really good. So, all in all, some good in wrestling, some bad. Whoa, I talked a long time for that. So that's what's going on that. Thank you. In closing, I just want to say thank you for listening to this. Next week, I'll have a whole batch of new topics to talk about. And hopefully, I will have the Kenny Omega versus Okada series done. I would have had it done this week, but I had to finish this course because I only have a limited time to do it. So be on the lookout for that course, How to Make Your World Change. I think you'll like it. It's going to be free at first, and then I will start charging for it. But I want people to get this, and I want people to enjoy it. So, thank you for listening, and I will see you next time on the DMF. Welcome to the DMF. I am your host, Justin Yance. This is episode 16, and we're going to be talking about, well, what's going on with my course and what happened. We're going to talk about the Toronto Film Festival, the New York Film Festival. I want to talk about the approaching date of the PS5. Hopefully we get an idea of how much the thing is going to cost. We still don't know that yet. I'm going to talk a little bit about wrestling, and I'm going to broach a little bit on politics. So, enjoy.